again, just proud of our guys, proud of the staff, and just how everybody responded, to get a huge win. And as I've said all year, our team's will to win is special. It's a resilient bunch, and just a lot of good things in the game. Still a long way to go, but definitely our most complete game to this point. From a penalty standpoint, fundamentals, ball security, the little things that we've been talking about, and just work together a lot better. But again, a lot of room for improvement. But really proud, and that's of how they responded and battled. Defensively and offensively, the key was going to be winning the line of scrimmage, and we did that on both sides. We stopped the run, and we got the run game going. So it was definitely a difference in the game. And, we affected the quarterback with the turnover. We were +3 in the margin. Much better penalty discipline. And our depth came through. We got a lot of guys playing that necessarily hadn't played a lot or didn't expect to be playing a lot at this point. So I'm proud of that. Big moment for the defense too. One of the bigger plays was the block punt. We got the 3 and out. Had a lot of PBUs. Probably the biggest negative was it was our worst game pass defense-wise. We didn't do a great job with our eyes and leverage and some of our drops off the play action, and just too many yards after the catch and a couple of big play busts. But a lot of good things overall. And then offensively, again, very balanced. Almost 16 yards of completion and almost 6 yards of carry. I thought. We had no turnovers, no sacks. The offensive line played outstanding. I'm really, really proud of those guys. They really is by far our best game communication-wise, targeting, covering guys up. And as a result, we got the run game going, and 20 was outstanding. Maffa was great. Really proud of those guys. DJ probably had his best game as far as just managing the pocket. So a lot of good stuff, and really, it doesn't really show up in the stat sheet, but there were several times the offense was backed up, and we didn't necessarily go score, but we got the ball off the goal line and created great field position for our defense. 100-yard rusher, 100-yard receiver, probably the biggest disappointment. It's a good thing and a bad thing. It's good that Potter got a lot of field goal work because he's been on ice all year. So that's going to be huge for him and his confidence and our whole battery going out there. But that's the biggest disappointment is we just missed some real opportunities to put the game away. We had some critical drops. We had some missed throws. And a couple of short yards. We've been really, really good. That's one area we've been really good at. And we missed a couple of those. Again, a lot that we can improve on, but really proud of the team and how they competed and how they responded. Open date's coming at a good time for us. We're a mash unit, as I said the other night. We got a lot of guys that we have a hard time probably playing this week. So I feel like we'll be in good shape come Sunday. So big week for us to get a head start on Syracuse to get ourselves, healthy and do a lot of staff work as well. Biggest loss from the game was Will Taylor. He did tear his ACL, and just been a crazy year from that standpoint. And just like most ACLs, non-contact, just kind of stick your foot in the ground and seen it a million times. But he's a resilient young man, and we've had a lot of success with guys getting back around here. You look at Amari Rogers tore his ACL right there spring, and 4.5 months later he was playing against Georgia Tech in the opener. So, hopefully Will be able to get back and get some of the baseball season in this spring. But no doubt he'll come back, better than ever. And with that, I'll take your questions.
Coach, Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. You said that Justin Ross had a head injury as well as Galloway. Are they doing fine?
Yeah, Galloway and Ross are doing good. Galloway was, I think, a little more, concussed. Ross, he got hit right there in the head area, and with his situation, obviously they're going to be very cautious with him, but he's good and looked great today. So feel good about that.
Any other questions for Coach?
Dabo, this is Grace from The Athletic. You said Saturday night that you felt like DJ really grew up in that Boston College game. Just what specifically did you see that made you feel that way?
Well, first of all, he's made his presence known in the run game. He actually still left a little bit out there. There was a couple of plays I thought he had a little bit more to get, but he's making his presence known in the run game, which is really good. He's starting to really kind of hit his stride there, and he's a problem. It's a big, strong man that's hard to get down, and so he's in that. Getting the run game creates some things in the pass game, and that's what we haven't been able to do is run the football. But that's a lot of that's just been miscommunication. Just a lot of fundamental stuff, honestly, and we just really. We really played well up front. I can't tell you how proud I was of those guys. And but DJ's legs, and then how he managed the pocket. That's the best he's been in the pocket. Really did some really good things there. I'm pleased with that. Just made good decisions. Took care of the football, and so I'm really proud of him. He missed some throws. Still, there's still some. He missed a couple of touchdown opportunities, and then we had a couple dropped as well. Still got a lot of work that we need to do to get really dialed in where we can be the type of offense we want to be. But I just thought his mindset, what he did with his legs, how he managed the pocket, how he took care of the football, I just thought he did was a really good step forward for him.
Dabo, it's Pete at AP. I've got to ask, I know you never worried much about the polls when you guys were ranked in them. Does this change how you feel about it now that you're not?
You just answered the question. So I'll defer to your answer. And that didn't have anything to do with us trying to beat Syracuse at all.
Hey, Coach, it's David Hood with CUTigers.com. Going back to the wide receivers, yeah, there were a few drops and, maybe a few other issues. How do you get those guys kind of over the hump here at this point of the season? You talked a little bit, and Tony talked a little bit about some of the miscommunication issues. How do you kind of get those guys over the hump during this open date?
Well, it starts with the run game, first of all. We really hadn't been able to do a lot in the passing game because we've been seeing a lot of drop eight because we weren't really running the ball effectively. But we got it going the other night, and it was awesome to see. And, that forced them to have to, created some opportunities in the pass game. So I think the biggest thing is just keep grinding, keep working at it. It's going to happen. It's going to come. DJ made some great throws on the money. I can think of 4 right off the top of my head that were, easy plays, and we didn't make them. And then he had 3 easy plays on his part, and he didn't make them. So there's 7 or 8 plays right there that are just game-changing plays. Leads to first downs, leads to big plays, leads to momentum. You name it. But just keep going, man. Just keep hitting that same spot and working hard in practice. And again, we have an incredible will to win on this team. We have to have that same type of will to improve. And if we do, and if we'll continue to have that, we will get there. We've got a long way to go, long season ahead. And, we're a battle-tested bunch at this point. I like that, how they just keep, going. But for us to get where we want to be, we've got to put it all together. And we were close the other night, really close, but still a lot of work to do.
Dabo, Scott Kiefer here. So are Galloway and Ross both in concussion protocol?
They are in concussion protocol. That is correct.
And do you expect them to be back in time for Syracuse?
Well, that's 2 weeks. I would certainly hope so. I mean, they both look good today, so they'll be out here, probably next day or so. But hopefully by practice on Sunday, they'll be ready to roll. And again, Justin's was just more, they put him in, they took him out of the game and put him in the protocol, but his was just more, I think, just precaution, because he got hit there and just wanted to make sure he was fine.
Dabo, it's Pete again. I know you guys have a fairly routine off-week plan. Do you change anything up because of the injuries this year or because of how hard the guys have been working, I guess, for now 2 months and beyond?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to adjust a little bit. First of all, it's not a normal open date for us because we play on a Friday night. And so we're going to have to practice on Sunday. So it kind of changes our routine and how we're going to, these guys, we're going to give them a couple of days off here at the end of the week. But so it's a little different for us. But also, just as far as, what we like to typically do in an open date as far as some of the competitive work that we want to do, usually we usually get one really good day of competitive work, and I just don't think we're going to be able to do that. We'll probably get some a little bit with some of the younger guys, but we got to get some guys healthy. We've got a lot of guys that played a lot of snaps, and it's really not physical at this point. We just got to get some guys, bodies healed up and healthy, and continue to work on the basics, the details, the little things. Again, the fundamentals. I think there's a lot of work we can get done this week there. Obviously throwing and catching, but also just a lot of staff stuff that we want to take advantage of the time. From some crossover study and some self-scout stuff, things that we need to do. So there's a lot that we'll get done this week. But from a team standpoint, we've got a good plan as far as how long we're going to be on the field and really come out of the week. Again, by the time we get back going Sunday, hopefully really feeling better mentally and physically, and then having a really good head start on Syracuse.
Hey, Coach.
This is Matt. I think you said Malcolm Green was available against NC State, but just didn't play. Was he a healthy scratch again this past weekend?
He was. I wouldn't say he's healthy, but he was ready to play. But it just didn't put him in there, but he's practicing. He's been a little banged up with his shoulder, but he is practicing. He's one of the toughest kids we got. Definitely a guy that we got to get in there more.
Coach, is there anything in particular that he's done that's kind of moved him down a little bit, or is it just other guys stepping up?
Okay. He's been injured.
Coach, it's Trevor again. What's Will Putnam's status, and how did Hunter Rayburn grade at center? I know he had that one bad snap, but how did he grade?
Man, well, first of all, Putnam is a little better, and same thing. We're hopeful that by Sunday he'll be ready to go. But Rayburn, man, I was super proud of him. He did have with that one little series there down in the red zone, critical. We had the pick play. That was just a bad play by EJ, and then we jump offside, and then we had the bad snap. It was like bam, 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 right there in a row. But man, Rayburn played really well. I was super, super proud of him. He had a couple of plays where he got on the edge a little bit, but he was physical. I mean, it's the first time for him to go in there and play that amount of snaps and manage it. And I thought Bockhorst did. Bockhorst was our player of the game. I mean, he was just outstanding. He and Kobe. But Bach was tremendous, by far his best game. Physical, did a great job of helping Rayburn. The whole group really played well. I mean, there was a lot of things on tape that was really good to see, that I'm very encouraged by. Marcus Tate, looked like he took a step forward as well. The game slowed down just a little bit for him. McFadden has been as solid as they come all year. Same thing with Walker. I thought he did a heck of a job for us too. But Rayburn really did a nice job. Really pleased with that. And I think that'll be huge for his confidence. to have that amount of experience.
Dabo,
Hey,
this
Coach,
is Matt
it's
again.
David Hood.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Just following up on that, it looked like Bach was maybe as comfortable as he's been all year over there at guard. So, now do you kind of rethink things and think about moving Bach back to guard, or, how do you kind of treat the offensive line going into this open day?
Yeah, well, it's been a work in progress all year, and Bach, we're very confident with him, especially opening up with Georgia and the situation, and game management and all that stuff, and on the road, etc. He did a really good job, but it's good to be able to see Bach go in there and handle it like he did. Obviously Trotter was another guy that we were hopeful, but he's he can't snap because his right hand's been casted up. But every week we evaluate everything, and we'll see how it all plays out. But I anticipate him playing center and guard, all year long. I don't see that changing. But as far as what our best lineup is and all that, we're always evaluating that.
Yeah, but I was just going to ask, with the receivers, I know some guys have been banged up, but is there anything you could point to as to why whether it be separation or drops or whatever it may be, that guys have kind of struggled, it seems like, at times at receiver this year?
Well, again, the first few games we just played against drop 8, so you're not gonna line up and throw the ball all day on drop 8. I mean, nobody is. You have to run the football, and so that's first and foremost. And then it's just been guys banged up. I mean, Frank was he tried to go, he was out, but he had a good ball he should have made. Joe's actually had a pretty solid year. He's just had a few drops. Ross has been very solid, and of course he got hurt the other night and was out too. But he's been a good player for us. And it's good to get Bo that amount of work. And shoot, he ran a great route. We missed him for a touchdown. We missed him on a 3rd and 9 on a curl route. He's open. I mean, we got guys open. We got guys open. We got to catch the ball, and we got to hit them. And once we do that a little more consistently, all the rest of it, you won't be asking me that question because guys are open. And so we're either not catching it or we're open and we don't hit them. So it's a combination of all those things. And again, we took a step forward the other night, but nowhere near where we need to be.
Hey, Dabo, this is David Spotter with the Clemson Insider. In the running game, you guys had a lot of success with some stretch plays and getting guys out on the edge. I'm curious, was that just opponent specific to what Boston College or how they were defending you, or is that an area you feel like you guys can have more success running the ball going forward?
No, I mean, we've been running the stretch all year. That wasn't our first time to run. We've run the stretch all year long. We run the inside zone, the outside zone, and but we just blocked it better the other night. When you block it well, good things happen, and we ran it well, ran the right tracks, and again, we were able to get in rhythm, and all of a sudden you start playing some complementary football as far as how you can complement plays and get in rhythm as far as calling the plays.
Dabo, this is Larry. You mentioned DJ's running success, and a lot of it's come on design runs. Curious if on the film you see opportunities for him on the zone read to pull and keep on some of those, or some space out there perhaps.
There's a couple where I think he could be a little more aggressive, but for the most part he's made the right decisions. But I do think that's again an area that he's still growing, but he's done a heck of a job. He's had some good scrambles too. He had really nice scramble the other night. So I mean he's on a little drop back. So I mean he's got some. He's getting a better and better feel for those things. But there's been a couple where I think he could have maybe been a little more aggressive. But again, he's making good decisions there.
Dabo, Pete, one more time. You mentioned DJ a couple of times. What does it say about him and where he wants to take this team that after the game, when he could have been hanging out with friends and family, he's back out on the field trying to do some things to get himself better?
I mean, I wasn't surprised to hear that. I mean, that's just who he is. That's how he is. He's just he's a great competitor. He's a gym rat. He loves the game. You know, he knows. You know, and is frustrated with some of the throws that he's missed, and he's made some big ones too. Some big ones. That throw he threw to Ngata really kind of could put the game away. Yep. And we just don't make the play. I mean, that's about as big a league of throw. That's downfield, back shoulder. I mean, the throw we made on 3rd and 12 to Ngata that we hit, you know, stepped up in the pocket. It wasn't a clean pocket. It was a great play by him. But, you know, he's a competitor, and you know, he knows the plays that he's missed, and so, you know, that's just who he is. And he's a young player, so it's just great to see a guy that's, you know, not just satisfied with getting a win, wants to get better, and he will. Because again, when you have that type of talent and you care like that, and you're willing to put the work in, you're going to improve, and it's just a matter of time before it all clicks for everyone.
Dabo, this is Matt again. Xavier tweeted after the game that he was close to quitting ball at one time and was really at a tough point. Can you just speak on that some, and just how close he was, maybe, if you know, this kind of the struggles that he experienced and what it's like to see him doing what he is now?
Yeah, I mean, Xavier Thomas, that's what coaching's all about, to be honest with you. You know, just seeing kids figure it out, grow and mature and hang in there and persevere and, you know, learn how to handle failure, learn how to handle the success. I mean, he's a graduate. You know, this time last year he was in a really bad place, you know, physically, mentally, you name it. And to see where he is now, I mean, you know, just really happy for him and proud of him. He made a real commitment. You know, he and I sat down in January, and he made a real commitment, and he followed through 1,000% on everything he said he was going to do and what his plan was. And I think he had a very clear vision of what it was going to look like, and I don't think he ever lost that. And he carried it all into the off season and mat drills in the spring and the summer, and now he's just playing so well. He's playing fast and I mean, just confident and knowledgeable. He's doing a good job in the run game. He's affecting the quarterback. He's playing with great effort. He's having fun. And, you know, he's just in a different place. It's just night and day, physically and mentally. And, you know, that's why. And he's a great lesson. That's why, because, you know, in life, sometimes we all get in those spots. But that's why you got to keep going. You know, you keep moving, you keep going, and eventually you're going to get through it. And that's what he's done. So, again, to me, he's what coaching's all about.
And Dabo, Scott Kiefer again. I know you'd rather win by more comfortable margins, but is there a small part of kind of maybe embracing the challenges from ACC teams that you're going to get every week now?
I could care less. I just want to have one more point, you know, because they all count the same in the end. You know, we're not trying to do anything but win a game. I'd like to make some of the plays. If we make some of the plays that are there, then maybe that would work out. But we know we're going to get everybody's best shot. That's been the case for a long time around here. And you got a lot of young people on this team that are figuring out what it's like to be at Clemson, and that'll serve them well as they go through their career.
Hey, Dabo, Alexis from the State. Just to kind of, round out the injury report, you had mentioned E.J. Frank and I believe Mario after the game. Do you have an update on them and how they're doing?
They're all kind of same category. Just trying to get them well this week, and hopefully they'll all respond. Frank's been battling a growing. Same thing with Mario. Fred rolled his ankle, so he was out last week and in this past game. So he looks better. Anticipate all those guys being ready to go, but we'll see where we are. end of the week.
Hey, Coach, it's Dave again. If you don't mind sharing, kind of what does the schedule look like for you guys for the rest of the week, and then does next Sunday turn into Monday, that kind of thing with the Friday game?
Yeah. So typically we practice Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Tuesdays is kind of more of a mental day or community service type of deal. We're going to do our community service thing in December, just with the COVID situation. But yesterday was just more of a staff day, prep day, and then we'll practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then give them Thursday and Friday and Saturday, just class and recovery, and then we'll come in on Sunday, and that's a Monday for us. They're always off on Sunday, the players. So Saturday is like a Sunday to them, but so they'll get 2 extra days. We'll give them Thursday and Friday, and then they'll come in on Sunday. We'll have a Monday practice. Monday will be a Tuesday. Tuesday will be a Wednesday. Wednesday's a Thursday, and then we'll travel to Syracuse on Thursday. That'll be like a Friday for us. So we'll keep our routine the same once we get going on Sunday.
Coach, I know you don't get to watch much NFL, but will you get to see a little bit of Mike Williams going up against Trayvon and Hunter and Simpson tonight?
Oh, absolutely. We've got Monday nights or late nights for us with late practice, and that's our lab day, so it's always a long day. So we're late practice and then the radio show. But yeah, as soon as I get done with that, because obviously it's an open date for us, we'll get out of here and go home and tune in and watch it. Excited about seeing that one for sure. That's going to be, both of them are, Renfro and Mike are having great years. Chargers probably rethinking not exercising that option on Mike. That's for sure. Great to see him having that type of success.
Anything else for Coach Sweeney?
Thanks, Coach.
All right. See you guys.